In a cold European library, behind bulletproof glass, lies a book so massive it takes two men to lift it. A book that contains the Bible, forbidden rituals, and exorcisms. They call it the Codex Gigas, the giant book. And legend says it was written by a single monk in one night.
The story begins in Bohemia in the early 1200s, a land of superstition and silent fear. Inside the Benedictine monastery of Podlajica lived a monk known for his curiosity and his sins. He broke every vow a monk could break and was sentenced to death, but before his punishment, he begged for one final chance to redeem himself.
The monk fell to his knees and said, "Let me create a book that will glorify God in this monastery for all eternity." The abbot agreed, but gave him one condition. He must complete the entire book in one night, a task that no human could ever achieve. As night fell, the monastery grew silent. Only the faint sound of the wind brushed through the stone walls. Alone in his cell, the monk began to write. But as the hours passed, his hands grew numb, the ink froze, and despair crept in. He realized it was impossible. Desperate, he knelt before his unfinished pages. His lips trembled as he whispered, not to God, but to the shadows, "If there is any being who can help me finish this book, I will give you my soul." The air turned cold, the candles flickered, and something answered. A presence filled the room, tall, silent, ancient. The monk could not see its face, only two glowing eyes in the dark. The shadow placed its hand upon his shoulder, and suddenly his quill began to move, faster than humanly possible. He no longer controlled his hand, something else did. The hours melted away. His hand moved endlessly, ink spreading across parchment in perfect, elegant calligraphy. He wrote the Old Testament, the New Testament, the laws, the histories, the rituals. Hundreds of pages with flawless precision. And when the final page neared, he felt the presence whisper, "One more page." On the final page, his hand began to draw a monstrous figure seated upon a black throne. Horns, claws, a grin that split the face in half. It was not God, but the one he had bargained with. The devil's own portrait inside a holy manuscript. At sunrise, the other monks entered the cell. The monk lay collapsed on the floor, pale, trembling, and silent. Before him lay the massive book, 310 pages of perfect writing. They called it a miracle. The monk never spoke again. He lived for only 3 more days. His tongue turned black, his eyes colorless, and on the 4th day, he was found dead beside the book, a faint smile frozen on his lips. The monastery sealed the manuscript away, calling it a gift from God, but whispers began to spread that it was a gift from something else. When scholars opened the codex, they found texts that no monk should write. Exorcisms, occult symbols, medical recipes for summoning spirits. The handwriting was identical from the first page to the last, as if written by a single, tireless hand, without rest.
The Codex did not stay silent. Wherever it went, tragedy followed. In the 1600s, Swedish soldiers looted Prague and took the book as treasure. Within a year, their camp burned to ash. Only the book survived, untouched by flame. In 1697, a fire consumed the royal castle where the Codex was stored. Witnesses say a soldier threw the book out the window to save it, but others claim the book jumped on its own. It landed safely, pages unharmed, as the fire destroyed everything else. Some believe the cover was made from human skin, perhaps the monk's own. Others believed it was tanned demon hide. The ink, when tested, was found to contain traces of blood and ash. No known medieval formula matches it. Scholars report that when the Codex is left open, its pages rise and fall, as if inhaling. Some dismiss it as a trick of airflow, but security guards have sworn they've heard it sigh. In 1945, a librarian in Prague spent nights alone attempting to decode the forbidden pages. On the third night, he stopped showing up. His body was found locked inside his office, eyes wide open, mouth frozen mid-scream. The Codex lay open on his desk, on the devil's portrait. Today, few dare to study it. Those who do speak of strange dreams, of chanting voices, and ink-stained hands. They wake up with black marks on their fingertips and the faint smell of sulfur. Modern science claims the Codex was written by one man over 20 years, not one night, but no one can explain the perfect consistency of the handwriting or the ink's unknown origin. Logic has no answer for faith or fear. The Codex now rests in the National Library of Sweden, behind glass in a climate-controlled vault. Cameras record it day and night. Visitors say that when you stare long enough at the devil's portrait, he smiles back. Every story begins with a writer, but not every writer ends with a soul. Somewhere in the dark halls of that library, a page still turns, and the devil still waits for the next name to sign beneath his. If you've made it this far into the darkness, then you already know not every story ends with the light. There are more secrets waiting in the shadows. So, don't walk away just yet. Hit subscribe and join us again for the next tale of Nightfall Tales.